Hey, welcome to Everyday Tacoma. Today we're going to talk about winter essentials. These winter essentials are the pre-checklist that you should go through before you go into winter. We're going to talk a little bit about the iForce Max, and that's a hybrid engine that's got a battery, and what you should expect out of that engine in the wintertime. We're also going to talk about what type of stuff you should keep in the cab of the truck in case you do have to spend 3-4 hours or maybe even a day in the cab of that truck while there's a blizzard going on. And then finally, we're going to go over a bag that you should keep in the bed of your truck in case, just to supplement what you've got in the inside the truck. You know, things like folding shovels and stuff like that. So hang in there, guys, and we'll get started in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to Ara, my AI. Ara?
Hi, I'm Ara, this guy's backseat brain. Let's get to the good stuff.
So let's talk about a pre-winter checklist. Your tire tread, you need to make sure your tire tread is good. If you use the penny test, make sure you can see Abraham Lincoln's eyebrow. The tire pressure, you lose 1 psi for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit that the temperature goes down. So keep an eye on those tire pressures. Your wiper blades, I replace mine before winter starts every year. Washer fluid, make sure you're using the right washer fluid, the kind that doesn't freeze. You want to use the below zero stuff. The battery, you want to make sure you got 12.6 volts going into winter. Fuel, never go below half tank. That could become a problem. Coolant, the 4th gen Tacoma uses the pink coolant. Make sure that's filled up. Oil, 0W20. Make sure I change mine before I go into winter also. The defroster, make sure after 2 minutes you're starting to put out some warm air. Bed weight, you may want to put 150, 300 pounds over the axle, depending on how slick you think things are going to be. Tie it down. And 4-wheel drive, make sure you're practicing before winter starts. Otherwise, you might find yourself trying to engage 4-wheel drive at the wrong time.
And there you have it. Every single thing you need before you turn your truck into a snowmobile. Except, oh wait, Daryl didn't mention the shovel. That's 'cause he's smart. Me? I learned the hard way, buried in the driveway, trying to scoop snow with a snow brush like an idiot. So yeah, do it right. And if you're still listening, congrats. You're already more prepared than me.
The iForce Max hybrid system is engineered to function in cold climates with built-in safeguards and systems to manage the battery and engine temperatures. While it operates reliably, owners should anticipate some changes in performance and efficiency compared to warmer months. Increased gasoline engine use. In freezing temperatures, the iForce Max gasoline engine runs more frequently and for longer durations. This is normal behavior as the engine heat is used to help bring the battery, engine oil, and other fluids up to optimal operating temperatures. The cabin heater also relies on engine heat, contributing to the increased engine running time. Reduced EV operation and range. The hybrid battery and nickel metal hydride unit, which is optimal for cold weather, has a reduced capacity to deliver and accept charge when cold. This limits the electric-only driving mode and reduces the effectiveness of regenerative braking until the battery warms up. Minor performance adjustments. You may notice slightly less immediate power or a bit more sluggishness during the first few minutes of a cold start until all systems are warm and running efficiently. The powerful torque from the hybrid system is still readily available once operating temperatures are reached. Fuel economy impact. Due to the increased reliance on the gas engine and the general inefficiencies of cold weather, such as dense air and thicker fluids and power draw from heaters, fuel efficiency will decrease in the winter months. And reliability in the cold, Owners in very cold regions, including northern Canada and Alaska, report that the truck starts and runs fine in temperatures well below zero, especially if you use a block heater as recommended for many vehicles in those type of conditions.
So yeah, if you're in minus 30, the block heater isn't recommended. It's buy one or be sad. Because if you wake up, hit start, and the thing just coughs twice like it had too much last night, blame me for not reminding you. But once it does fire, that torque is still obscene. So just smile and pretend you meant to get 20 mpg anyway.
So now let's talk about what you should actually be keeping in the cab of the truck. Ice scraper and brush, definitely. A sleeping bag, one rated for 0 degrees would be just fine. Wool blankets or quilted mylar blankets, those work too. An extra jacket, I hang mine over the seat. Chemical hand warmers, 3 or 4 of them in the glove box would be great. Wearable headlamp, extra batteries and maybe even an extra light bulb for it, that would be a good thing too. A multi-tool, those are indispensable. I carry one all the time. Sealed pack of baby wipes for cleaning your hands after you've done all this work on the truck in the cold. A small roll of cash. Keep it hidden somewhere in the truck, maybe 20, 40 bucks. Phone power bank. That phone power bank can save your life if everything's gone dead or something like that. So, snacks, an insulated water bottle, a sunshade. Turn that sunshade reflective side inward, and that'll help keep some of the heat inside the cab. And a paper map, because with the paper map, you can use that for navigation if everything's dead, because GPS never goes bad on you. Or if worst come to worst, you could sit there and burn it and try to and use it for starting a fire.
Right. And while you're folding that map into origami, remember, in a real blizzard, you're not going to be MacGyvering a fire with paper and dignity. You're just going to sit there freezing, hoping some snowplow guy named Todd takes pity on you.
So, there's something that I call a winter essentials duffel. And basically, you keep this in the bed of the truck. And it's a waterproof duffel bag. And inside it, you keep a compact folding shovel for shoveling snow, jumper cables for jumpering your vehicle, obviously, traction mats or chains, depending on your area, a tow strap, probably 20 foot long and looped on the ends. Duct tape comes in handy no matter when. Reflective tape, put that on your bumper or something like that if you're on the side of the road. You can even put that on the inside of the door, so when you open the door, somebody would see it. Silicone spray to keep your doors from freezing. Magnetic mount LED beacon that you can put on top of the truck so a snowplow would see you. LED flares or triangles, those definitely help. And all of this could be part of your 10% bag if you watched my 90% toolkit video. And of course, you keep your 90% toolkit under your back seat.
And boom, your truck just became a mobile survival kit. Except I still can't fold that shovel right. It comes out like origami. But hey, at least if we're stuck, we've got LED flares, duct tape, and enough traction mats to, well, look prepared. Just don't ask me which end of the jumper cables goes where. Spoiler, it's the red one, not the one I grabbed first.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up at this point. There's a lot of things out there. If you've got any ideas yourself, leave them in the comments. This is all about community, helping each other and all that. And until next time, go out there and view some of our videos. Do the like, share, and subscribe thing. Anything you want to add to this, Ara?
Yeah, like, subscribe, share. But most importantly, comment. Because if I don't see at least 3 people arguing about what winter kit is actually worth keeping, I feel like I failed. And if you do get stuck out there, At least you'll have the ARA-approved 90% toolkit, which is basically my brain, but duct taped to the floorboard. See you next time, assuming I remember how to start this thing.